All right, welcome back to the Build to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio again, back in Scottsdale, joined by Randy Angston. What's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing busy. I got a busy damn day.
We're stacked.
You're stacked?
You're stacked.
Yeah.
That's why we're here at this time.
Yep. Just got back in town from that event, and so we're just trying to knock out a couple episodes. This episode today, guys, we're talking about referral programs and why yours sucks.
Yeah.
In this industry for years, I've been going to the gym. I remember my dad taking me when I was like 12 years old to the big box gyms called the Q at the time.
Ooh.
And it was wild to see the things then. They're still around today, and they suck then and they suck now. If you guys are doing this, stop immediately. And here's what I mean by that. So have you ever gone to or signed up for something? Let's just say, for me, it's like a whole life insurance policy. You work with an insurance agency or a financial person, and you just get done wrapping up that final signature, and the deal's done. And they turn around and they say, hey, is there anybody in your company that you think would also find value in what we're doing here with this? Can I get their info? Can you introduce me to them? And it hits me like so ingenuous, or whatever the hell the word, disingenuous, that like you just gave me all that spiel and then we're done here and you're looking for more business from me. I'm like kind of like, screw off, like, you know what I mean? And it reminds me about the times when you've signed up for a gym and they're like, hand over a card that has like 5 lines on it. It's like, hey, can you give me the 5 referrals of people you think might be interested in a gym membership? And like from that point on, I guess the relationship severed, because it's like you really didn't care about me. You just want I'm just a number, and you're looking for more of these numbers, and it just sucks. And so there's a lot of salespeople that are teaching this in today's environment, where you just signed up for somebody and they're the most excited they're ever going to be, and wouldn't it be great if you could just get them to bring in a friend or family member with them the next time because they're so excited about the decision they made? Honestly, they're probably not that excited about the decision they made. They're just happy that they're getting moving.
Yeah.
And really, they're getting moving. They could care less about what you want them to do with other friends and family to bring them in. And I think if you're doing that, guys, it's the worst thing possible you could do. Like, you just told this person, I'm going to help you change your life and all this stuff. And then as soon as that credit card gets swiped, you're like, hey man, you got any friends that you want to send my way? For what? You haven't even earned my business. You earned it from this point on, but you haven't proven yourself to me to where I would even feel good about sending anybody your way anyway.
Yeah, you hit it with relationship. I mean, like that's really what it comes down to. Is we are in an industry where the relationship is everything, right? And we don't have the luxury of just having a million different clients coming through our business, turn and burn, and it's not a transactional industry. And so to insult somebody at the point of sale by literally going after their friends for more opportunity for yourself, which has got nothing to do with them and their results. It's not like you said, hey, I can get you greater results if you have 5 friends. If there was something like that and it was a legit thing, maybe that would be appropriate. But there's no benefit to the client that you just sold by asking for their referrals at that point. You nailed it with you have not earned the right. And this is one that's always bothered me, not only just from this, but just the customer service aspect of it, is we need to earn the right to ask for the sale. We need to earn the right. We need to provide that client with a result first before expecting them to go and share the sales. All they can speak about is the sales process at this point. You know what I mean? They're going to go to their friends and be like, hey, so what is it like working out over there? I don't know. I haven't. You know what I mean? So it's like you're asking them to put their name on the line for...
And that's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't understand what you're really asking there. You're asking somebody to vouch for you to their personal friends or family. And then what if you let them down? You're going to make them look bad because they gave you the referral. Like, completely horrible situation for everybody. So stop doing this if this was what you're doing. So the bigger question is like, what are you doing to get referrals? And so there's some cool stuff you can do. I'll teach you some of the stuff that we've done in the past and what worked, what didn't work, and take it for what it's worth. I mean, you can take different things out of these and maybe make your own, whatever. In the past, and I've said this story a bunch of times, we've tried everything from iPads and Apple Watches, plasma TVs, vacations. Like, hey, we'll give you this $5,000 vacation if you just send us, whatever, a client, and we'll put you in a drawing or whatever, or whatever. The iPad didn't do it. The Apple Watch didn't do it. The trips, the plasma TVs never did it for them. We even said, hey, when you sign up, when you refer somebody, we're gonna give you your next month free. That didn't really work. I mean, it worked for some people that may have gonna refer somebody anyway, but that wasn't the reason they did it.
And that's the thing. So the referral, the benefit to the client, right? Like the gift, the vacation, the TV, that's incentive. That incentive has to align with the values of the person that's doing the referring, right? And that's the reason it wasn't working, right? It didn't, and again, that's the reason it didn't incentivize more to go take action, right? Those that were already going to go refer, they got the benefit of it because they were doing it anyways. But it didn't instill the decision for the clients as a whole to go, oh, I really want to go refer my friends because I want that or something.
It wasn't the reason they did it.
Correct.
So then back in 2019, what are we in 2023 now? So 4 years ago-ish or whatever, we rolled out our rewards program. It's called it was through Perkville, but it's basically a loyalty program where you earn points for different things. One of those things, and one of the biggest point earners, is when you refer somebody that signs up, 500 points. And really didn't know how it was going to work at the time because we'd never done it. And so we kind of just rolled it out. And so really, to the gym, points don't cost you anything. I mean, they can redeem points for stuff. They rarely do. But it's just this status board that we have in the gym from bronze to Hall of Fame or legend. Right? We have 6 levels. 6 levels. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. 6, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, Hall of Fame, and legend. So 6 levels. And anyways, we have their photo out there, their name, and as they move, and there's the little points that they need to get, and it's all on their app, and they can kind of see where they're at. And since doing this, we were able to incentivize people because what's driving them is, in this gym at least, is status, because they get a t-shirt that they can't buy. They can only earn these things, and they wear it with pride in here. And
their name, literally, their face and name moves up the boards to the higher ranks as they accrue more points. And there is that exclusivity factor.
And we kind of rolled this out in 2019, and we taught it to a ton of people. We actually had a little workshop rewards program training. And a lot of people took our identical boards and put their name on it, which was totally fine. I didn't care. But what some of people are done is really unique. Like, I can just think of a couple right off the top. Like Evan Howard has the same boards backlit, but what he does is he gets a caricature drawing done, for I think $150. He pays for each one of these, and they have their character, and they have instead of gold, silver, bronze, they have unicorn and yeti and Minotaur and whatever all the things are, and they're just totally kind of cool. They're just different,
unique and proprietary to him.
Yep. And I think Frank Nash did the same thing, and just they made these cool different levels, and people went nuts for them. And one of the things about it was, over time, checking in, Google review, buying a smoothie, whatever. MEPs, all the things were accruing points, and they would just kind of move up. But the big one that would really move them up quick is if they sent you a referral that signs up, boom, they're moving up that board fast. And that drove a lot of people to take action. I've told the story a billion times. We had this girl, Allison, who was in between. She had just referred somebody, and we had just knocked off her $500 January bill to zero. And that was the same month we gave this incentive for 500 points. And so she came to us, she's like, hey, I didn't get the points for the referral. And I was like, well, we knocked off $500 off your January bill. You don't have to pay anything. She's like, oh, you know what? Go ahead and bill me. I'd rather have the points. So she immediately moved into bronze or silver position before anybody else, because she was more it drove her more to have that status than the $500.
And that's a big, that might be the biggest takeaway of the whole episode, is knowing the value of it's knowing what your clients hold of value.
Yep.
$500, while $500 is $500 of value, it didn't carry the same weight for her and her perception and for her ability to receive that. The points made more. It had a bigger impact for her than $500 in cash. But that carries over in so many different areas of our clientele, right? That's knowing your avatar client, knowing where your client's values are, knowing the types of stores that they shop at, right? They're not our clientele here, right? They're not bottom of the barrel bargain shoppers, throwing monetary items at them for things that they can go to the store and buy themselves after they leave the gym, or they have. That's not going to get them to take different action. And that's what an incentivization program is. It's asking somebody to take action outside of the norm, go further and farther, and here's something for you for doing so. By making the incentive in alignment with the values of what your clients hold to be true, that's where you're going to get that action to take place. And so the exclusivity that we had, right? The fact that it's that we've talked about that velvet rope, experience, right? You can only receive that by doing this. And because that was exclusive, that's what they wanted, that clout. They wanted that
right.
that shirt. It seems goofy, but it's incentivizing non-normal behavior. We're turning, the not routine stuff into a routine by providing something for somebody that they actually want and desire.
Yeah, I think a funny side story about this is back when I was in construction. We would be on a construction project, and we were the GC, and typically the GC has a couple of their own tradespeople out there, but mostly you're managing the project. And so, like, if you need something done, you have to have a subcontractor do that. Like, hey, can you move this pallet from this side of the job to this other side? And one of the funniest things that ever happened is I was working on a huge project in California. This was right out of college, and we had the tower crane on the job. And the tower crane operators are $250 an hour, and that was back in 2004, right? Like, what is that today? Probably $600.
Right.
So in order to get that tower crane operator to move from one side, like something to be done, like you're on the hook, right?
Big asks.
Like, and I needed like a bunch, like this, they had dropped off a pile of steel right in front of our driveway, like overnight, and I needed that moved, but like it wasn't for him.
Yeah, it wasn't his.
But I offered the guy a T-shirt. Hey man, let me kick you down with it. What size are you? I need this thing moved from over here into the dirt or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I got you, man. And he did it. He took care of it right before anything else. He took care of it because obviously the people couldn't get in the job anyway. Like, he kind of knew it, but like he didn't have to. But the T-shirt moved him to do that. And I was like, great, man, thanks. Anytime I need anything done, I would just toss a guy a T-shirt because we had the project T-shirts made and stuff. And that people will die for the damn T-shirts, man. It's pretty wild.
Well, they'll die for having something that others don't.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's the
status.
opportunity. It is the status, and it's human nature. I mean, you go to the club, you go to a bar, and like the table, people spent good money to go hold down that real estate. Like, there's that exclusivity feeling and factor, right? Everybody would rather be at the table than have to rub elbows and battle to get a drink at the bar, right?
You would think.
Well, true. But again, then your clientele though by the other side of the coin, right? If they're the ones that I don't value the exclusivity and I'm not willing to pay that money for the private side of it, maybe they are that bottom of the barrel shopper, right? They're going to leave there and they're going to go to Costco and they're going to go to Walmart. They're going to go to, you know what I mean? They're not going to go to the high end exclusive shops and pay for a name or the high brand value. That just hold different values, but you need to know that about your clientele.
Yeah, this is a great example. This is a perfect example for this. In most circles, having a Ferrari, having that status of a Ferrari is going to move you up in your peers' eyes, right? Having a Ferrari, driving around, and that's kind of like the cool thing to do. But what if you're a housewife in Middle America and you're going to go pick up your kids in a Ferrari? Your status is actually going to drop to your peers because that's not what they value.
No. Yeah, get the Chrysler with the...
Having a minivan with maybe the bells and whistles might give you higher status than driving up and picking up your kids in a Ferrari.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting, right? And so to your point is like, the value that people have, you need to know those things, like the monetary things to try to drive your behavior change wasn't doing it. But the status and moving up the board and having that t-shirt does. All these different reasons why some things work in some markets and some things don't.
And I like that you just mentioned it that way too, though, because as a business, you may actually save money by providing a point system and a t-shirt than giving away $500 months.
Correct.
Like from a business standpoint, you're not paying out the door for the same level of incentive, but yet the client values it more.
Yep.
And they will do something to go have. That's the important takeaway of creating those incentivization programs. It's you need to make sure that lack of a better term, like the carrot you're dangling, right, has to be something that's going to get them to do outside the routine, right? They have to. You're asking them to go do more work, and they have to value the pay at the end of the day in a way.
Correct.
You know.
Correct. All right.
It's interesting.
Well, it's a short and sweet one for you today. Hopefully that helps you guys maybe reevaluate your referral programs. Maybe you're the guy sliding the card over with the 5 names and you didn't even realize what you were doing. Hopefully you change that behavior pretty quick because it's ridiculous. But anyways, hopefully that helps. Until next show, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye.
All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.